What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, two-division world champion, currently holds the WBA simultaneously at 135 and 130. Superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis lets it be known that he has all plans to fight on February 20th, SHOWDOWN, the return to the squared circle of undefeated, retired, legendary, iconic, superstar boxer, five-division world champion, former pound-for-pound king, the man known as Money, Floyd Money Mayweather, who turned promoter of Mayweather Promotions. He's the founder of Mayweather Promotions, and he promotes Gervonta Tank Davis. With that said, Floyd Mayweather announced a special exhibition bout against YouTube sensation superstar Logan Paul. This is set to take place February 20th. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis just recently fought. He fought against four-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Leo Santa Cruz. That took place October 28th. And Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out Leo Santa Cruz in dramatic fashion in that fight. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis, he's found a newfound discipline for the sport of boxing. The issue with Gervonta Tank Davis has always been his lack of discipline in between fights. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis has found a new found respect and love and appreciation for the sport of boxing. Not just the fact that he's just talented, but he understands that he has to work hard at it. And Gervonta Tank Davis, as soon as Floyd Mayweather announces on his social media February 20th, Gervonta Tank Davis said, "I need in on this, and I'm coming to Vegas," because he's back. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. He trains with Coach Calvin out in Baltimore. But this training camp for Leo Santa Cruz, he was in Vegas. So he stated that he's coming to Vegas ASAP. He needs to be on this card. He understands how important it is to get as much exposure and promotion as possible. So with that said, he let it be known, "I'm coming to Vegas ASAP. I'm starting to train, and I need to be on the undercard on this fight." That led to undefeated, rising lightweight superstar boxer, contender, King Ryan Garcia, who has been linked to Gervonta Tank Davis as of late. He actually has been calling out Gervonta Tank Davis for quite some time. He is stating that he has all plans to face Gervonta Tank Davis after his January 2nd showdown with British lightweight superstar contender Luke Campbell. That fight is scheduled for now January 2nd. It was actually supposed to take place this past Saturday night, December 5th, but Luke Campbell tested positive for the virus, and Luke Campbell was pulled from the card, and they had to reschedule it. So he says that he's going full steam ahead at Gervonta Tank Davis as soon as he's done with Luke Campbell, and he doesn't plan on taking any punishment in this fight, so he'll be ready to face Gervonta Tank Davis February 20th. That's a very, very quick turnaround. That's less than 2 months, 2 full months for Luke Campbell. But if he's able to go through his fight with Luke Campbell unscathed, quick turnaround for Ryan Garcia. But if he's able to get past this fight with Luke Campbell unscathed, and then he goes into this, he's already in shape. He stays in shape. He's trained by Eddie Reynoso. He trains with four-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez. So he stays in shape. He's a gym rat. He's not going to have to get in shape. So he says that he wants to make his presence and and make a statement against Gervonta Tank Davis. He says he wants to shake up the boxing world as everybody's looking at Gervonta Tank Davis as the next pay-per-view star, and he wants to upset that apple cart, right? Like, they've been linked to fight for quite some time. Before the pandemic, before the social distancing and everything took place in March, they were actually scheduled to face off against one another in early 2020. With that said, obviously everything got pushed off. Gervonta Tank Davis responded to Ryan Garcia by saying, "That's the quickest way to see yourself in retirement, to get yourself in retirement early, is to come at me full steam ahead, especially at this point in time." Obviously, Ryan Garcia is promoted by Golden Boy Promotions, CEO and former legendary Olympic gold medalist, former five-division world champion, former multi-time world champion, superstar boxer Oscar the Golden Boy De La Hoya, who was the direct rival of Floyd Mayweather. Now, obviously, this card with Floyd Mayweather is going to be on a special app. It's not going to be Showtime pay-per-view. It's going to be pay-per-view. Obviously, Floyd Mayweather doesn't do anything that's not pay-per-view. So it's going to be on pay-per-view, but it's not going to be Showtime or Fox pay-per-view or, Ryan Garcia fights on DAZN. DAZN is a platform that don't do pay-per-view. So, they do monthly subscriptions. So it's going to be kind of difficult. And I could see this already hitting a snag because Ryan Garcia wasn't happy with how long it took to finalize everything with Luke Campbell. For a quick turnaround for Oscar De La Hoya to negotiate with Floyd Mayweather that quick, that means they will have to have a deal in place right now. So that way, when that does take place, then Ryan Garcia, could participate and face off against Gervonta Tank Davis. My thoughts are this. I highly doubt that this fight take place February 20th. That's too quick of a turnaround, in my opinion. Luke Campbell is not a pushover. He's not a walk in the park. This is Ryan Garcia's first big step-up opponent against a serious contender. Luke Campbell's been in there with the likes of Jorge Linares, Vasil Lomachenko. He's been in there with some very great fighters. Now, he's came up short, but he's been in there with some great fighters, and he had his moments even in those fights. So I'm expecting to see Gervonta Tank Davis, if he does participate in this February 20th showdown between Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul, which all eyes from social media will be on this. It's going to make a lot of headlines. It may even break Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor's pay-per-view because Logan Paul is a bigger social media star than Conor McGregor is. So, there's going to be a lot of attention. So Gervonta Tank Davis has the right idea with needing to be featured on this card because Floyd Mayweather is a huge star, as we all know. Logan Paul is a huge social media star. You put them together, that brings a lot of traffic, a lot of attention, and Gervonta Tank Davis definitely has the right idea by trying to make his way on this card. Obviously, he's not going to have an exhibition. He's going to have a full-fledged fight. So, who is there for Gervonta Tank Davis to face off against at 130 or 135? How about a fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Mr. Gary Russell Jr., who is the longest reigning champion in the sport of boxing? He's a WBC world champion. He's a superstar in the sport. He has been inactive. He needs an opponent. I'm pretty sure Gary Russell, being a gym rat, will be able to be available for February 20th on the undercard. That would be a huge fight. It would be, massive for the DMV area, and it makes sense, right? As far as Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya is not going to want to, conform to everything Floyd Mayweather has going on because this is, don't get it twisted, a Floyd Mayweather card. So Oscar De La Hoya is not going to want to bend to Floyd Mayweather and conform everything Floyd Mayweather wants and things of that nature because this is going to be a huge fight for Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia himself has a huge social media following. So it makes a lot of sense if Ryan Garcia would have fought this past Saturday, December 5th, then things could have been negotiated over the rest of this month. And then, they have 2 months to train and prepare for one another and then be featured on the card. But seeing as though he's going to have a showdown with Luke Campbell, it's going to make it very, very difficult in January 2nd to try to have a quick turnaround and fight February 20th and negotiate with Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, who are direct natural rivals who fought one another and they don't make it, it's no secret that they don't get along. So it's going to be very difficult to negotiate in that short period of time unless Floyd Mayweather or Oscar De La Hoya is willing to bend just to make this fight happen because Ryan Garcia himself is a massive social media star. So you put Logan Paul, Ryan Garcia, Floyd Mayweather, and Gervonta Tank Davis on this card, that's going to break all types of records. It makes sense for everybody involved, all parties involved. And you got to look at it from this standpoint that Oscar De La Hoya has his fighters fighting on his own. There's no pay-per-view, so there's no back revenue and things of that nature. So this is an opportunity for Oscar De La Hoya to make money as well on the back end. It makes sense. because it'll break the internet. Ryan Garcia has 7.5 or 7.4 million social Instagram followers. He has a huge social media following. Logan Paul has a huge social media following. And Floyd Mayweather has a huge social media following. So with that said, you put Gervonta Davis has a huge social media following. You put them all together, and it's bound to break records. But how likely is it? Not very likely. So we have to see how this plays out, who's available for Gervonta Davis, if Ryan Garcia can push for this fight and indeed get through the Luke Campbell fight unscathed. It's a slight possibility, slight percent chance that it could happen, but for the most part, I don't see it happening. I see, get Gervonta Davis in with a light touch opponent. Like I said, Gary Russell Jr. is the perfect opponent, in my opinion, in my eyes, to put on this card. This exposure for Gervonta Davis, exposure for Gary Russell Jr. Obviously, Floyd Mayweather is going to attract tons and tons of millions of people, and so is Logan Paul. So you put these two on the card, that's a serious fight, right? And it it solidifies the card, right? And it rectifies it, because Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul obviously is an exhibition bout. We all know Floyd Mayweather is going to carry Logan Paul. It's going to be, he's going to play around with him. There's no way that Logan Paul could compete with Floyd Mayweather, obviously. So it gives hardcore boxing fans something to look forward to, right? It kind of gives it a foundation. So let's see how this all unfolds. As far as the fight itself, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, I just think that Gervonta Davis is too explosive, too athletic. He's ferocious. Even if Ryan Garcia gets past Luke Campbell, who's a southpaw, that's the reason why, reason why they wanted this fight, because they want to prepare for Gervonta Davis. And you got to understand, see, now with Floyd Mayweather occupied with Logan Paul, it takes away from the promotion of Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya. Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia is Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather Part 2. And Floyd Mayweather is going to be tied up with promoting his fight with Logan Paul and focusing on that, opposed to him focusing on using his rivalry with Oscar De La Hoya to sell Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. That's another reason why I see this hard to come by. But let's see how this all plays out. But drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.